What up? If anyone's in here, let me know if the volume's fine or if the music's too loud. All good. Well, we will start jumping right into it. I have literally every binder from the Watsi era out. And I'm just going to show off the current states. Base, Jungle, Fossil. What do we got? Gym Heroes, Gym Challenge, Team Rocket, Jumbo Cards, LC, Expedition, Aquapolis, Skyridge. I have a bunch of weekend pickup cards I need to put in. I haven't put them in the binders yet either, so I'll just start putting them in as we go and just kind of hang out. Happy to pull out any cards, check out any cards. And last time I did this was a lot of fun, so I only did it with the e-readers last time, but now I have out literally everything because people are asking to see other binders. Alright. Favorite Pokemon set? It's actually a good question. I have quite a few favorite sets. I mean, vintage-wise, I'd probably have to go with maybe an entire era. All of Neo. I love all of Neo. I have Neo 100% done. And I am now starting into the e-reader sets like Expedition, Aquapolis, Skyridge. I never really did those as a kid, and I'm really liking Aquapolis out of the three, so it's starting to be one of my favorite sets. But if I had to answer the question, Neo. I mean, Genesis, Discovery, Revelation, Destiny, I love all of them. I love Team Rocket sets. I have no cards. I have a couple singles, but I have not started anything in the EX era. I love Team Rocket Returns just from the way it looks, but I have never actually started or mastered it. Neo Destiny, yeah, Neo Destiny is a great set. I have it all. We'll get to the Neo binder here shortly. So it's a sick set to go through. All of the shinings are awesome. All the hollows are awesome. But yeah, I would start saying Aquapolis is really growing on me though. I like getting the reverses. Everything up to the e-readers didn't have reverses, so they were kind of easier sets to do. Yeah, Team Rocket's a great set too. Oh, the gym sets, Gym Heroes, Gym Challenge are probably some of the best out of the earlier WOTC era sets. So I like all of those. Alright, so I can just move this camera around everywhere. Most of the base set we're looking at here is part of my childhood collection. I built out the binder. Almost everything here is shadowless. I think there's a few unlimited on the first page. Yeah, unlimited Blastoise, Charizard, Hitmonchan. They're like half. The whole bottom row shadowless. What up, Pete? Skyridge is awesome, but I am not even working on it right now. I have a Skyridge binder, but I haven't bought a single card. I bought a collection that had a lot of Skyridge in it, so I started a binder, but I haven't actually like been pursuing any of the cards. So Skyridge is down here at the bottom, then Aquapolis, and then LC and Expeditions in this one. What? Get up and show me the shirt in full. It is a Majin Buu Dragon Ball Z. It's just a Funko shirt. Whatever, one of those Funkos on the wall there came with this shirt, so there's a bunch of like shirt Funko boxes. I have so many like Funko Dragon Ball Z shirts. Get you one of these. There might be a couple different ones. This one, yeah, I see it. It's the GameStop exclusive. This one's solely for the like the ice cream Boo. Hopefully this doesn't unplug, but there is a lot of Dragon Ball Funkos. Just Funkos everywhere. Buy you it 3 times? I mean, they might make it. They probably make it. PSA 8 Gyarados from Skyridge. I collect Con Orlando. Nice. That's a big card. Skyridge Gary's a big card. What did I miss? My top 3 Pokemon are probably Mewtwo. I would say probably Blastoise. Squirtle's always been my starter. And Lucario has really grown on me as well. So that's probably my top. Insurance for my cards is actually a really good question because I started looking into it the other day. There are companies out there to insure entire collections. I actually talked to my insurance agent literally like 3 days ago about like what would happen if theft or the house burned down and things like that. And they all fall under my homeowner's insurance, but it's kind of a hard value to judge just because insurance would nitpick the heck out of it. So having a secondary insurance company for your Pokemon card collection is probably a smart move because they can probably have a stated value. Because if you say like your house burnt down, your entire collection burns up, insurance might just give you who knows what. Holly, you don't have to give money for it. Holly's my girlfriend. She's downstairs. But I appreciate the super there. But I might actually get an insurance policy for all of my collection because I don't even want to deal with it if something did happen due to theft or natural disaster, fire, who knows what. You got 2 out of 3, Mewtwo, Psyduck, and Blastoise. Those are all good. I'll leave it up to everyone. Do you guys want to just go in order for starting at the beginning? Flip through base, flip through this entire binder first, because this binder right here, this binder's sick. It holds base, jungle, fossil, all the Black Star promos, minus the 2 I need, winter cards, all the different type of promos. So we'll flip through base set here. Like I was saying, a majority of this is shadowless. Some first ed. Girlfriend's favorite Pokemon? She likes Espeon. She loves all the evolutions and full art trainers. Does the binder have spacing when it's full? You mean like holes in the binder, like empty spots? Yeah, I'll just kind of go through the pages. I left all of the, like whenever a set ended, I didn't start the next set because I wanted them all separate. Oh, you said you don't like the spacing when it's full. Yeah, I mean, there is dead space at the end of the set, but then I just started the next set at the following page there. So as soon as base ends, the next set in order on Watsi is jungle. First ed, Hollow Scyther in there. Scyther is one of my favorite Pokemon as well. So, like I said, majority of all of these cards in this binder do come from my childhood collection once I broke it apart. I don't think I needed a single card for the first 3 sets outside of a base set Charizard. I didn't get a base set Charizard. I swear I had one as a kid. I don't know if I traded it or what. But one of my local buddies found his childhood collection and just gave me all of it. And there was an unlimited Charizard in there that was on the first page. Yeah, I might actually do that as empty pack arts. Pete, did you have any empty pack arts in that shopping cart or wagon collection you bought? Jungle is super short at 64 cards. Happened if any fights happened at the show? What show? We got Fossil next. I'm not a huge fan of Jungle and Fossil. They are just... They're the OG sets, but they're just short and just not great. I'm a big fan of Cosmo Hollows, so once we start getting the Cosmo Hollows, that's where it really starts picking up for me. Oh yeah, completely forgot Base 2 was in here. Base 2, first set with Cosmo Hollows, super sick. A lot of these cards, I didn't have a lot of Base 2 at all from my childhood collection, so I ended up acquiring a lot of these over the course of like the last year. What was this? PSA 7 I broke open. Do I have Hollow and non-Hollow? Yeah. I appreciate it. Hope we hit 2K sooner than later. I'm in no rush. It's a grind. I started this channel last week of November of last year, so basically like December. It's 7-8 months in, and it's grown quick. So, I mean, 1600. I have to be more than thankful for to get there that fast. But you mean Hollow and non-Hollow of everything? These are full master sets, so I have. If there's a Hollow version and a non-Hollow version, then I have it. So these are all the non-Hollows, and then like the first page is the Hollows. I appreciate it, Pete. So all of Base 2 there. Like I said, I didn't have a ton of these, so a lot of these that I tracked down are pretty much on the minty side, and all have swirls more or less. But you started collecting again in 2017? That was a good time to get back into it. I highly suggest collecting all the Watsi stats. Like, there's no wrong, and they're not that expensive. Vintage prices have been a lot lower in the last like 6 months than they've been like in the last 3 years. So if you're gonna do it, now the time to do it. It's pretty cheap, and if you ever need any cards, just hit me up on like Instagram. I have a surplus of base, jungle, fossil, all of them. Oh, whatever. How often do you look at your vintage sets? A lot. I love this binder. Honestly, I love all the binders, so it might just be a random binder I pull out and start looking through one night. Especially when I'm like trying to figure out what card to post for my Instagram. I'll just flip through the binders, try to find cards I haven't pictured before. Sword and Shield actually has a lot of good sets too. I don't solely collect vintage. I got back heavy into Pokemon during Sword and Shield, and I have a lot of the Sword and Shield sets, few master sets done. It's just I was kind of collecting what I liked at the time. Yeah, I mean, I try to track down, if I can, the best condition cards. But if I find a card that I need and it's in good shape, I try not to buy damaged unless I want to regrade it for like a PSA 1, because I do love PSA 1 cards and I do grade those a lot. I have a pretty decent PSA 1 collection, just because those are well-loved cards and those cards do have like a pretty decent history. But I try to like tone down my spectrum of what I collect to solely like favorite Pokemon now. So like Mewtwo, like PSA 1 Mewtwo's, PSA 1 Scythers, Blastoises, stuff like that. So this is the rest of Base 2. Base 2 is essentially a reprint. Every single one of these arts were in the previous sets. Base 2 ends right here, and then we start getting into the Black Star promos. So half of these are from my childhood collection. I was going to like Books A Million every Saturday, playing in the tournaments, winning the cards, the movie cards. Those are all like the Warner Brothers cards, the prize cards from playing on Saturdays. Do I think grading is worth it? Honestly, it just depends on the card, and it depends on what you're trying to do. I think the grading market is like way overly saturated right now because so many of these like streamers and like whatnot people just grade absolutely everything and anything and try to sell it, and it's just kind of like tanking the value of cards. But if you're looking just to grade one of your cards because you want it in a slab and you don't care like what grade it gets, do it all day. If you're looking to, you pull a really good expensive card like what's the last set, the Greninja, and it's well centered, and you want to grade it to sell it, to flip it so you can buy more cards for your collection, do it. I mean, there's a million different ways to look at it. I haven't graded as much in the last 6 months just because I've been preferring doing vintage binders, collecting master sets, and it's more fun like flipping through the pages and looking at the binders than it is looking at stacks of slabs. Because like it's not up here in my room right now, but like all my slabs, they're in like one of those Zion slab cases, and you can't even see them. You have to like open the case. You got to pull out all the slabs. A binder's cool just to pull out, just like sit down, flip through the pages, and enjoy the set itself, or however you have your cards laid out in the binder. Yeah, I mean, binder's always worth it. Slabs have been shifting more towards like, I call them currency these days. Everyone that's a vendor, everyone's trying to sell slabs, and it's an ever-changing market and money because it's literally a currency. So, love them, hate them. I mean, I don't dislike slabs. I have a ton of slabs, but I've only been collecting slabs of cards that aren't in sets that I'm doing, and it's just a card that I want, and I just want to throw it in a collection just because I'm like way too OCD to have like random binders. So this is the rest of the Black Star promos. A lot of cool artworks on these. That Dark Persian's sick. Oh, and if anyone wants any card like pulled out to check out, I'm fine pulling out anything at this point. I am missing two. These are the first two holes of this binder. It is Pokemon Stadium, Pokemon Center, and Lucky Stadium. Those are the two expensive Black Star promos. They are like 500 or so each, so I have not been able to track down a good deal on them. And honestly, they are like the most depressing artworks. They aren't anything special. They aren't like worth the $500 in my eyes, but I understand they are rare, so that's why they have the value. Does that Persian have Giovanni? Oh, like in the background? Yeah. Yeah, if you look at the Dark Persian card in the light, super hard to see. You can like see his eyeball there. Like, I can barely see it just because of the way the light's shining on it. But Giovanni's silhouette is in the background. Like right there, you can see one of his eyes. I got like an LED light shining on it right now, so it's showing off a lot of the Cosmo Hollows, but it's like drowning out the background image. Are you going to collect the corrected Artist Birds movie promos? No, I'm not doing the variants when it comes to the birds. I know like the artist at the bottom was incorrect. Maybe one day if I get super nitpicky and run out of things I like, but I have not done any of the variants or the error cards that come with like the promos, like the WB stamp cards. There's like the upside down ones. Those go for stupid money, like in the thousands. There's error versions. There's different variants of all these Black Star promos, but I haven't really been going down that road. The only variants that I've gotten was actually one of the pickups I have from this weekend. I finally got a Rapidash Pokemon Center New York. So that is going there. Are there other cards like the Dark Persian? I don't think so. I don't know how many other like hidden silhouettes there are with Cosmo Hollows. That's the only one that I mainly like know about. Yeah, those are like misprints. I might get the corrected versions one day. It's not on the to-do list. These were what I wanted because these are actually like variants of the cards, the original and then like the Pokemon Center stamped ones. But here, I can probably zoom in a little better there. And then I do need... I forgot I didn't have the pre-release cards in the backside of my binder. So I have 3 of the pre-releases. I ended up in the last 2 weeks getting duplicates of them. That's Aerodactyl right there. So I just need another Aerodactyl because my original pre-release Aerodactyl is in, what is that, Fossil? It's in this binder. I'm just not pulling it into the back because that is one of my childhood cards. I do not have the Clefable. So the Clefable goes right there, and then the Aerodactyl goes right there. Yeah, the variants, I'd rather just get the official variants like these Ho-Ohs and Rapidash. Like, those are true variant cards. The others are errors or corrected errors, and they're just not something I really want to like pursue right now, especially because this binder doesn't have a ton of space. Like, the only holes in it are at the ends of the sets. I try to map it out. I mapped out this whole binder before even building it and ordering it to see how I wanted it laid out, because Black Star promos end right here. 4 pre-release cards. I'm missing the Aerodactyl and the Clefable. And then there's only 2 pages left. Then we have other super cool stuff. I have all the winter cards. So these were the tournament cards. They have non-stamped versions and stamped versions. So like the Electabuzz with the winter stamp on there. These are like the full face Cosmo Holo cards. These are actually some of my favorite cards in this binder. So Electabuzz, Hitmonchan, Professor Elm. The Rocket Sizor is non-holo. The Sneasel, Dark Ivysaur, Dark Venusaur. And then those last 2 are probably like 2 of my favorite cards. If I can slide it out. Winter Stamp Rockets Mewtwo, and then the Winter Stamp Rockets Hitmonchan. Massive swirls on them too. These Cosmo Hollows are sick. These are the Energizer game promos. So these are just like the winter stamps, like full face Cosmo Hollows. Did people really slide these into an e-reader? The only e-reader ones, none of these can actually be slid into the e-reader. Like the e-reader cards, they are specific to which ones can be scanned into the game. So if you had like the e-reader device that you put into your Game Boy, I'll show you when we jump into one of the e-reader binders. You can tell pretty easily between cards that can be scanned in and cards that cannot be scanned in because the barcodes look different. Like there's black, like shaded barcodes on the side versus just like the lines in them. These don't actually have the ability to be scanned in. One second. So after this page, we will be done and we'll jump into Rocket and the gym sets. Arrow, yeah, no, I appreciate it. Like, majority of this was like my childhood. None of this was. I mean, half like the Black Star promos, but I just made the decision to do every single WOTC set and finish off what I started as a kid. And it's kind of escalated pretty quickly here. Yeah, the scanning in cards is just insane. These are all the W stamp cards. At the last Collecticon I went to, I did end up getting the last W stamp card I needed, the Dark Charmeleon. This card is absolutely sick. This was like a heated debate in the comments for my for that video, because I did end up trading a crystal, what was it, a reverse crystal Crobat from Skyridge for it, and something else like a PSA Blastoise base 2 that I had. Oh yeah, it was in one of these HC grading. I've never heard of this grading company. It was in a slab. I broke it open as soon as I got home. But this is my favorite W stamp. This thing is absolutely sick. I might have to be biased towards War Turtle, but this was the most expensive W stamp and the rarest one to track down. I had no problem trading for it. Long story short, like, everyone thought that was a bad deal. And I bought that Skyridge Crobat, and it was kind of near mint, like LP plus near mint. I bought it earlier in the day at a table for $75. Absolutely insane deal. And I had probably $15 in the Blastoise, because that beat up Blastoise came from like probably some collection I got or something, and I had $15 in grading fees. So all in all, I had like under $100 in the combination of those two cards, and I would have much preferred taking home that Dark Charmeleon card. I probably could have gone and sold the crystal at another table real quick, but honestly, I didn't care. I wanted it. It was the heat of the moment. I wanted the card. I took home the card. I'm happy with it, and everyone can have their opinion, but I would much rather have that W stamp Dark Charmeleon card than a crystal from Skyridge, the Crobat from Skyridge, but it is what it is. Scanning and Skyridge cards, what I miss. Yo, what's your day job? Honestly, like, I've been getting into, I worked at a car dealership. I've been in finance like my entire life, and I left the dealership a while ago now, probably right at a year, and I'm trying to make like content creation and doing YouTube more or less a full-time job, so we will see. I have a couple little side gigs, but honestly, like, I'm at home 90% of the time and playing with cards quite a lot, probably more so than I should be, but that's kind of what I've just been doing right now. Do you enjoy vintage non-holo art as much as holo? I mean, yeah, I mean, it's the art. I just love all different arts. So depending on what the card is, depending on what the art is, I love plenty of cards that don't have full holos. And I do love holos just because I am a sucker for Cosmos. We're going to take out the little binder next. I appreciate it. Yeah, we'll see. We're growing fast on the YouTube channel, so hopefully it's already monetized itself. So revenue has already started on that end, but it's nowhere close to having like enough yet. But only time will tell. I found this sweet binder on Amazon to house all my jumbo cards. So these are jumbos. Kind of hard to see because it's close up, but I've been collecting every single Watsi jumbo card too. Yeah, Cosmos is the hollow pattern with the orbs, like little moons, and all the swirls. So these are the rest of the Watsi cards. There are plenty of Watsi cards, jumbo cards, and box toppers to call it a full master set. So all of the winter cards do have jumbos as well. I am missing the Dark Ivysaur and the Dark Venusaur. Have the rest, have the Mewtwo, have the Hitmonchan. Oh, and then box toppers. I am trying to get every single box topper from every single e-reader set. Japanese? Yeah, I can do a Japanese stream. I prefer Japanese modern more than anything. I have, like, the 3 sets that I'm working on right now on the Japanese side is VMAX Climax. I'm pretty much done. I need like 30 or 40 reverse cards. And I need, I think, 2 or 3 cards for the main set. I have a full VStar Universe master set. I'm 100% done with VStar Universe. That is probably one of my favorite modern sets outside of 151, and I have 151. So Japanese 151 master set with the master balls. I am down to 21 master balls as of this weekend. For Alligator, the Tyranitar, that's probably one of my favorite artworks too. The Expedition and the Aquapolis Tyranitars are probably two of my favorite T-Tar cards. No, these aren't normal size cards. These are box toppers. So all those e-reader sets, they came with cards, box topper cards, on top of a booster box. These cards would lay on top of the 36 packs. So it's pretty much the width of almost 2 booster packs. It covers like both sides. I mean, I got big hands, so that's how big the card is. So these are box topper cards, and then the bigger ones are jumbo cards. These are no different than what you have in the like modern promo boxes. All the $25, $30 promo boxes that you get at stores these days come with the modern jumbo cards. A lot of people don't know, like Wizards of the Coast area was the first jumbo cards that were printed. So I think there's a Pikachu that I'm missing there. The Birds was the next. All the winter ones. All of these have jumbos. All of these e-reader sets. Every e-reader set, starting with Legendary Collection. So Legendary Collection and the 3 e-reader sets all have 4 box toppers each too. Sizor box topper. That's probably one of my favorite. Big Scyther and Sizor fan. VMAX Climax is sick. I don't have, there's another card in here. Oh, that one. There's a lot of Japanese Koro Koro magazine jumbo cards too. So I do, they're not English exclusive. Like my entire WOTC vintage collection is all English, but I am going to collect all of the Japanese exclusive cards that were never printed in English. Yeah, this binder, I don't remember the name of it. I don't know what that symbol is. I found, this is the only jumbo binder that I could find that is similar to a Vault binder. I contacted Vault like multiple times asking them to make a jumbo like box topper binder, but they haven't yet. So I found this one on Amazon. It was like 30 bucks, well worth it. It's a fitted binder for jumbos, and it comes with like sleeves too. Like all these jumbos and box toppers are in those own custom fitted sleeves for these pages, and this binder comes with those sleeves. So this binder's sick. If anyone wants to know what it is, leave me a comment later on and I'll go back and check it out. It's on Amazon, so I just need to find the purchase and what the name of it was. Yeah, I just got that Sizor box topper like a week ago at the, I went to like a comic book store a couple hours away from my house. They just started with Pokemon cards, crazy cool comics and crazy cool TCG or something like that. They just started selling Pokemon cards, so we went and checked out what they had. And all those box toppers, I don't think I even mentioned it in the video. That entire collection came from an ex like Watsi employee that collected all the sets, traded it into their store, and I got a couple box toppers. I got that Alakazam and the Sizor, and my buddy Pete, who was here in the chat a little bit ago, he ended up buying like the rest of them too for his collection. So we kind of cleared out all the cool Watsi like unique pieces. Site I use for Japanese, yeah. I just kind of Google it. A lot of those exclusive cards aren't in like the apps. I use the app Dex. I used to use Poke Collector, and honestly, just kind of going through those apps at the bottom and finding all those odds and miscellaneous sets, I've kind of looked through all of them to try to figure out what cards exist, what cards I've never seen before, and just kind of figure it out more or less. I knew like a couple of those cards were like the Koro Koro like magazine cards, so I ended up Googling like how many there are, and there's actually a ton of them, and a ton I've like never even seen before either. So you just got to do your research every now and then. There's still cards I have not seen that exist in the world. This next binder is not a 4x3. It is, I like this the way it was just because there's less cards in it. This is going to be Team Rocket, Gym Heroes, Gym Challenge. So all of Team Rocket. This binder's probably one of my favorite sets too. I'm gonna try to prop it up a little bit more here. Trying to get less glare on the cards. Does everything look good on the cards? Like, is everything like being able to be seen easily? So, all of Team Rocket. Like a fly in my room. Majority of this was from my childhood collection. I had Team Rocket. I was like 50-50 on Gym Heroes and Gym Challenge. I was missing a ton of the holos. So, all of like, I think starting like summer of 23 into the fall or right around that area is when I started trying to finish off a couple of these sets. This is honestly probably one of my favorite artworks ever. The Dark Raichu, the Arita art, big swirl on top right. This card I actually pulled as a kid. This one is from my childhood collection. Tiny little surface scratches, but overall, like, all of my childhood collection was in great shape. Card's actually pretty clean. I get questions all the time, like, why I don't grade some of these cards. I have no care to. Like, I much prefer these sets being in the binders. I don't care if one of these cards would get a 10 or not. It'd much rather be in here. Do I think Team Rocket will go up? I mean, Team Rocket, maybe, maybe not. Team Rocket Returns, probably 100%. Just because that EX error was such a short print, and they are an expensive set to do, or is an expensive set to do. Team Rocket, maybe. I don't know if there's ever going to be another big wave on like these original Watsi sets. The history of the card is hilarious. Look up the video about it. Watsi really pissed off Pokemon Company with the Dark Raichu. I honestly have no idea what you're talking about. Like, there's a, is there like a lore to that card? I know it's the first secret rare, but I don't know, like, why it's the first secret rare. Yeah, I have the pre-release ones in the binder just because those were from my childhood collection, and that's why I left them in these spots, because the majority of like the binder stuff is half my childhood collection. I just picked up 2 of those exact same cards for the backside of my where the promos are in my base binder. There are non-pre-release versions of those cards. So yes, there are pre-release and non-pre-release. The pre-release cards that I have, because I did get those as a kid, were from going to like the Pokemon tournaments on whatever Saturday mornings, Books A Million, Toys R Us, things like that. All right, I'll definitely look it up. I'll remember to look that up on the Raichu. Oh, like the question earlier, like cards that have like non-holo versions. Like this list, Lieutenant Surge's Raichu, super sick card, one of my favorite cards, just because of the art on it, but doesn't have a holo version, and I love it all the same. So first one is Gym Heroes. Like, I have a W stamp Misty Psyduck just because that card was in my childhood collection, and I decided to put it in this area for part of this set of the binder. But I have a second Misty Psyduck where I have all of my W stamps in the binder too. What up? We are just going through cards. If I can stop hitting the camera here, the cable keeps getting in the way. We've only made it to Gym Heroes right now, so we're almost through Gym Heroes, and we'll jump into Gym Challenge. And then we get into Neo. That's going to be my favorite era. I have no idea. Condition-wise, this is like my biggest regret from starting collecting. My binder, and I kept all my original binders, but they're empty. Like, I obviously took everything out. I sleeved every single card from my binders. I started making master sets because my original, like, childhood binder was insane. Like, it was, the first binder was like this thick, full of Pokemon cards, and let's say Poliwag. They were all in numerical order, like 1 through 50, and then like through Neo, it was like 151 through 250, and like the Poliwag stack would have like 30 cards in it. It was absolutely insane. Somehow, I think being shoved with that many cards kept so many cards mint. Like, I never pulled them out either. So from when I was, I don't know, 8-10 years old, I think is when I started collecting. When did like base set come out here in the States? Like, I started in Shadowless. I opened up a couple unlimited, or a couple first edition packs, and then a majority of my childhood collection was Shadowless into unlimited, and then I didn't stop collecting until somewhere in the Neo era. They just all went into the same binder, and then all my trainers and energies were in a separate binder. And I've moved multiple times. I've downsized. I've been like out of my house, like kind of on my own since I was 18, living with buddies, living in different places. And my Pokemon card collection was like the only thing I never got rid of. Yeah, 98, 99. So I was like 10, 11 when I started collecting, and I've had the same exact binder since I was a kid. So now those binders are deconstructed. I just kept all the original pages in them, and I have them in my closet there. Gym Challenge is a sick set. I mean, every single one of these artworks is absolutely amazing. Little lightning on the Zard. Almost every card in here is like LP to near mint. Oh, the Gyarados was the last card I needed to finish off Gym. Never sell. Never sell. Never trade. I've traded off and gotten rid of a lot of my duplicates from my old school binder. I kept all of my base because that was like the most nostalgic for me. Yeah, Gary's got a massive mouth swirl. Like, this is like one of my favorite arts from Gym Challenge. This thing's nice. Oh yeah, the Giovanni's Persian. I have another Persian. I love Giovanni. Like, I love Team Rocket. I have a really cool one in my case over here. So, I love low grades. My buddy Pete actually had this, like, destroyed Rocket's Persian EX. Somehow I got a 2. But, I consider he has, like, 2 lives left. Like, this Persian's seen some shit. His 9 lives are almost up. The little orbs right in the eyeballs are red. I love all Persian art. Fish, what up? Oh, Surge's Raichu's sick card. Even like Misty's Golduck. Like, I love that one. And of course, Rocket's Mewtwo. Gotta take out the Mewtwo. Mewtwo is my boy. I love every single Mewtwo card that exists. And then we have all the non-holos, commons, uncommons, and then this binder is going to be 100% done too. The Rocket Zapdos reprint. From what? Celebrations? Like the 25th anniversary one? I have so many memories of doing Pokemon as a kid. Like, I used to live in like a pretty decent sized neighborhood. Oh, and this binder, I went with this binder as well because it mapped out 100%. So the 9-page vault binder here fits Rocket, Gym Heroes, Gym Challenge with just the space at the end of the sets, and the binder's done. Yeah, like everyone in my neighborhood collected. We would just all get up together, start playing with cards, trading cards. I went to Books A Million every single Saturday morning, competed. That's where all like my pre-release cards came from, the promo cards, everything that was like exclusive. Oh, the gym badges. I have a full set of Pokemon tournament gym badges from the early 2000s too. Yeah, the Zapdos from Celebrations. I really like the I like the card. I love the reprint. I love that art, like regardless. But I really like the Japanese version. The Japanese like 25th anniversary cards are so much nicer than the English ones. And we've made it to my favorite era. Give me... I'm going to try to prop this up more. See how this looks. So, Neo Genesis. Probably one of the sickest sets ever made. Like, you can't even pick a favorite with any of these sets. Most nostalgic Lugia ever printed. All the starters. Slide out the Lugia. Like, it doesn't get much better than this card. So I did do a complete overview video on this entire binder just because it has been completed now. I just love Neo. I just remember going to the store, buying Neo packs as a kid, ripping them all the way through Destiny. I had 2 Shinings from my childhood collection. Probably the 2 lamest ones, the Steelix and the Noctowl. And then we have Discovery. And with Discovery came double holos. Yeah, it's just insane looking. This is why I like Cosmo Holos so much. Just because they look absolutely crazy in the light. Especially with big swirls. These double holo cards, I have probably half of my Neo cards. Once we get into Revelation, I'll try to point out the ones. But all of the double holos that I track down are just crazy looking. Smeargle, I think, is one. There is just way too much holo on that card. And this is probably my favorite card of all of Discovery and probably all of Neo. This one is from my childhood. I pulled this as a kid and somehow kept it pretty nice. I think that little bit of whitening right there is probably one of the only pieces. This card's sick. Neo sets were super small too, just like Jungle and Fossil. Only 75 in Discovery. All the Southern Islands, that came sandwiched in Neo. Where's the U right there? Check out this card. Double Hollow Swirl. Yeah, that thing's just sick. I think my Entei is too. There's a lot of these cards were. It was a common thing to have those double hollows on the Neo cards. And then we have the first Shinings ever made. Gary I got recently. This was like the Gary and Magikarp I both got at Orlando Collecticon this year to finish off Revelation. I got this one in a trade for a PSA 1 Shining Gyarados and a PSA 1 Shining Magikarp. And the Magikarp, I think I broke out of a slab. I got a stupid good deal on it. I don't remember. I think it was a PSA 7 if I remember right. I can get it out. Yep, PSA 7. The pack art is a Revelation pack that I ripped open a year or two ago at a Collecticon trade night. Then last set of Neo. Probably the most badass set ever. Neo Destiny. I mean, there's not one art here that sucks. If any of y'all have been watching the channel for a while, I've been posting, like, collecting these cards, finding them at shows, getting good deals on them. I bought this card for $20. Local card show. I don't remember what condition they said it was. I think this card has a binder ding somewhere. Where is it? Yeah, like right there. I think that was it. Got a little binder ding in it, and he sold it to me for damage pricing. Thing's clean for 20 bucks. For Alligator was childhood, Typhlosion was childhood, Tyranitar was, the Light Arcanine came from my childhood collection. I think those were the 4 hollows I had. What did I miss? Light Dragonite was one of the last ones, and Dark Espeon, I got a Collecticon, Orlando to finish off Destiny. I've only been done with Neo for like a month or two now. At least 100% through all the sets. And the last page, the big boys. I bought this at a sports card show earlier this year. Sports card guy had it in a box. Now it does have damage on it. Really not, you can't really see it that bad on the front side. He had it in a box, and he was like, just give me like $100 for it, and I bought it. Damage condition on a Shining Charizard, I think, is still around like 300 or so. Don't bash me if I'm wrong on that, but somewhere around a few hundred. But I gave him like 100 or 110 for this card. I took it and ran. This card is sick. I have no problem with some damage cards, especially with these Shinings. At one point, I was going to do a full PSA line, PSA 1 line of Shinings, and I was tracking down Shinings in actually destroyed condition to put it, there are to sequentially grade every Neo Destiny card, and things changed. I made the binder, and I very well might go back and replace a couple of these cards at some point, because these are the only cards in my collection that have damage all the way up through Neo Destiny. Like, these cards I bought in these conditions for that sole purpose of grading. Like, this Kabutops has seen some things. It is toasty. One day, I will probably replace them with Nearman copies and finalize grading them as PSA 1s. Because my Celebi is mint, my Noctowl is mint, my Steelix is mint. The rest have damage. Are we alive in chat? Oh, we still got, yeah, there's 22 people watching. We're done with Neo. Now I can actually get into my weekend pickups, because all I got was LC cards, Expedition, and Aquapolis. Alright. Let me move all these singles out of the way. Oh, this was a really cool single I picked up this weekend. What's set this from? Legends Awaken? I just didn't have this card. My girlfriend found it, picked it up for me at a card shop. I just want to take a really cool picture of it and put it on my Instagram there. But that's just going in my Mewtwo binder. So I picked up 3 LC cards this weekend. Alright, next binder. So, to clarify, Legendary Collections is not high up on my to-do list. I really think reverses in LC are stupid expensive, and it's like the 3rd or 4th reprint of everything. I just don't care about it. It doesn't make me happy. I would much rather collect e-readers. So I'm not heavily doing it right now. One sec, all my tabs have gone crazy. What is happening? So my LC collection is not that impressive. I've gotten a few favorites that I like the Dark Raichu that we saw earlier. That is one of my favorite arts. I have both of them already. The one I picked up the other day, I got the Electrode. That is card 22, so that should be going on this next page here. We made another line get done. Got Butterfree and Electrode. Picked up the Sparrow, so we need to find that. Got another line down there, Rhydon and Arcanine. I have every single non-holo from Legendary. So at this point, it's just finding all of the holos. It will be cool once I have one full page done. I think I'm close somewhere on the trainers. Where we're at 90. I'm looking for 94. All right, right there. All three of these legendary cards I picked up on the weekend, I got for $10 each. So $10 LC reverses, I will do. $50 to $100 LC reverses, I will not do. What am I missing? I got Scoop Up as well. I was about to say, is chat working? Or is just nobody commenting? Fish just said, wow. So, chat's working. So this is where we're at on, through the end of LC. And these cards right there are the theme deck cards. They are the non-holos that are only holos in the beginning of the set. Charizard, Blastoise, Raichu are the three theme deck cards. I am still missing the Charizard. Just trying to find a good way it doesn't glare. And then we get into the fun stuff. I much prefer Expedition over LC any day. I have a few cards from Expedition I picked up this weekend. 23. Alright, I think I have them all in numerical order. So, nothing for this page. I have the Holo Alakazam. Couple pairings here. Still missing quite a few of the holos. Better progress on these pages. First card I got on the weekend was a reverse Pidgeot. So now I have the pairing of the holo and the reverse. I do have both Mewtwo's because that Mewtwo is absolutely sick. Big swirl there on the side. LC is absolutely insane when it comes to money, and Like, I wish I did it as a kid. I wish I had more of the set just so I was farther along here for my binder purpose. But I do not want to pay prices what they're charging for these cards. Like a damaged reverse Charizard is still $500-600. I do have the Holo T-Tar. That is one of my favorites. Oh, another hole. I got the Blastoise finally. This card was packed fresh, supposedly from the vendor that I got it from. Said his buddy pulled it like 6 years ago. He goes right there. Thoughts on finishing sets? Tempted to overpay or compromise in condition? Honestly, not really. Like LC, Legendary Collection cards, I will cut corners. I have been buying damaged reverse holos. Now, my damaged Neo cards, those Shinings, those were for a specific reason. And then I kind of like threw them all in the binder as placeholders. So those will probably get replaced. I don't think I'm ever going to replace any of the damaged LC cards I have just because I do not care about that set enough. I needed one card for Southern Islands, the Mew, for like 2 months. So, and to backtrack, if nobody knows, I don't buy cards online. So every single card I've shown you is either from my childhood collection or from me finding it in person. I have not bought a single card out of any of these sets online. I refuse to do so. The only way I'm going to finish any of these sets is through in person like I would have as a kid. So I haven't really settled, at least to my knowledge yet. But LC, yes, I'll settle all day for a reverse. But I haven't really wanted to finish a set that bad that I bought like a completely banged up card just so I can slap it in and say I'm done. And that's why I have like 4 or 5 active sets at any time, because I'm honestly in no rush to finish any of them. Like, if it takes me a year, if it takes me 2 years, so be it. I enjoy going to card shows. I enjoy making friends, going out. I enjoy making these trades. If I finish sets, great. If I don't finish sets, then I'll wait till the next one. And I've passed on plenty of cards that I needed just because the conditions were bad or they were too much money for the conditions they were in. I missed something here. Oh, right here. I got the Venusaur Holo over the weekend. So, this is probably as bad as I'll go. Like, it has whitening on the backside. That doesn't bother me as much because the entire front surface is really clean on this card. And I got a deal. I got this card and that reverse Pidgeot that I just put in a second ago for like, I think it was 45 or 50 bucks for the pair of them. So I'm better off waiting and finding the deals than I am to like pay or trade for cards that are just like way too expensive. Got both Blastoise. That is the non-holo, the non-holo in the reverse. I do have a stack of Expedition here to put in that I got on the weekend, so I need 79, 90, 116, 131, and 135. I appreciate it. Yeah, I would much rather wait. Like, I've accomplished this in a short period of time, and I've passed on so much already. Like, the only reason I started all 3 e-reader sets, I had already put LC. Like, this binder was, like, existing while I was still working on Neo, because I only needed, like, sub 20 cards to start, or to finish Neo. So I was like, screw it, I'll start the next couple sets. And once I started those sets, the only reason I started Aquapolis and Skyridge is because somebody reached out to me on my Instagram, sold me a vintage binder. Like, my Instagram's a lot bigger than my YouTube here. Somebody sold me a vintage binder for like $300 something. with like 12, 1500 cards in it, and half of it was full of e-readers. Like, I didn't even know what was in this binder. I saw a couple cards. I said, sure, we came to numbers. He shipped it to me, and it was insane what was in this binder. And I had so much minty, like, pack fresh Aquapolis and Skyridge that I just decided to start those sets at the same time. So as we go on, there's a lot more holes filled just because the starting holes are the most expensive. Reverse holos are the worst for these sets. Like, I'm almost done with the full main set. I just need so many reverses. And that's what's going to take the longest, is finding some of these reverses. I think we missed one somewhere. Where's, Oh, right there. 79. So, yep, full main set. Just need the reverses for pretty much all of them. $90 goes right there. What's next up? 116. Some of these e-reader arts are like the best artworks ever printed. I legit can't wait till these are done. Like, they're gonna look crazy when they're finished. 116. Okay, so I picked up the reverse Larvitar. I don't even have the non-hollow version yet. So he's going to go right there. Still need the non-hollow Larvitar. I just... whatever I can find and make a deal on is what I'll pick up. Oh. We got another one right here. I did get the reverse Squirtle. That page is getting close to done. Alright, looking for 135 next. He's going to go over here. Picked up the second Totodile. I already had the first one. I've been knocking out a lot of these trainers. Oh, and the second set of Black Stars are in the back of this binder too. And there's a lot of Black Star Nintendo era promos. These cards are sick. Like, e-readers, is all of it has Cosmo Hollows. These winter cards from the Nintendo era are really cool. I picked up the Combuskin, the what was the other one? The Marshtomp. I don't have the Grovyle yet. That one's super expensive for what it is. The Meowth playing with the Pokeball. That Pikachu's sick. There's a lot of good Black Star promos here. I love those cards. Kyogre and the Groudon. Technically, these are like EX era cards because they're 2006, but they're going in this binder just because they are the original promos that started during the like LC Expedition days. So I have not moved in. I have not started a single EX era set. And there's only one page to give in here. If there ends up being more odds and ends, I'll fill the backside. But Legendary Collection, Expedition, and the Nintendo Black Star promos are all in this one. We only got 2 binders left. Hopefully I didn't miss any cards there. Let me check. Yeah, I got 6 cards for Aquapolis to put in from the weekend. I have been tracking down Aquapolis cards a lot more than Expedition cards. I honestly think I'm getting closer to finish Aquapolis than I am Expedition right now. Alright, first page of Aquapolis. What's the first card I'm looking for? Number 11. Number 11 is going to go right there. I got a reverse Espeon. This was a super good trade because this thing is like close to near mint. Hey, Lauren, if I had to pick, Aquapolis. All day Aquapolis. Expedition is great. And in a second, you are going to see the holos for Aquapolis. They just shit on everything else. I need 37 next. This, I just think the artwork's so much better. Like, hands down, so much better in Aquapolis than any of them. Plus, you can't beat that. That guy right there, you can't beat. Suicune in reverse. Where are you? Right there. What's up? God, I can't get away from the glare. All right, 49 is next up. So beginning of this, 49 is right here. Bloom non-holo. Personal illustrator or favorite illustrator? Honestly, like, not to be cliche, but probably Arita, just because some of the most classic artworks and some of my favorite cards are by him. So everyone's got so many different. I mean, everyone likes like claymation, different styles of artwork, but I just like all of the nostalgic Arita arts. Getting there with a lot of Aquapolis. There's just so much. These sets are so big. Like, these sets are like 300 something, 30 cards plus each. Almost done with the full main sets on them. At least the first 2. I did get a Drowsy, and I hate these AB cards. So this is B. Same card, 2 of them. 74A, 74B. Both of them have reverses. So there's 4. Just to make the set a little bit bigger. 87. Actually, Houndour, he goes right here. So, got the reverse. Don't even have the non-holo. We're a couple pages away from seeing my favorite part of Aquapolis, though. These sets are just massive. It's literally going to take forever to finish just because of how big they are. There's like 5 or 6 of those AB cards. The main set's like 150 cards. Everything has a reverse. And then once the main set's done, you have all the holos, which are the H cards. So it's like, it's the first set with like subsets. Almost got a full page on the trainers at least. And I think the next page is where the fun starts. I finally get to take out my placeholder here. Because I got H1. I'll have all the holos well before this set is finished. This is probably one of the sickest cards ever printed. Got this in a trade at a Collecticon. It is not the cleanest copy by any means, but it was a PSA 5 that I broke open. I love it though. You cannot beat that. This card is so freaking sick. It is sicker than the Neo Genesis version of the Lugia, but I'm so happy I'm already done with almost all the crystals. Except my Kingdra is not good. Like, my Kingdra I got for dirt cheap in a trade, but it's not a clean copy of a Kingdra. Run's not terrible. Backside's bad. Like, not good at all. Like, it looks like it has water damage almost. But I got it for, like, dirt cheap, so I didn't pass on it, but this card will probably get replaced with a better card. These holos are so sick. Like, so sick. Does anyone have, like, what is everyone's opinion on their favorite e-reader set? Does anyone like Expedition or Skyridge more than Aquapolis? Yeah, that Espeon is nasty, and the Umbreon, which my Umbreon's not in my binder right now. I don't have my Umbreon right now. I gave my Umbreon to my buddy to try to fix because it had some bends in it, and he currently has it in his humidor to try to fix the bends. So he would go, I think Umbreon is H29. Umbreon goes right there because they're in alphabetical order. But Umbreon and Espeon are absolutely disgusting. I really want the Tyranitar next. And I very well might be biased right now. I don't like Skyridge because I don't have a single Skyridge holo. But the second I start getting Skyridge holos, I will probably appreciate Skyridge a lot more. But I've been getting a lot of these cards on, like, stupid good deals, too. Like, I picked up 4 Aquapolis holos, all in LP condition for, like, $100 a couple weeks back. Like, the Vileplume I paid $25 for. The Victory Bell I got for $20. And they are not destroyed. They have big swirls, and they are, like, LP near mint cards. I have just been, like, finding the stupidest deals on these cards. Skyridge takes it for you too. Well, I mean, I might be an outlier. I don't care. I will live by Aquapolis currently until my Skyridge binder has more cards in it. But I've looked up and down the entire Skyridge set list. I think I like Aquapolis more. I like Expedition almost just as much. Like the Expedition and Aquapolis are like almost tied for me. And that very well could be just because totally awesome TCG. Oh, yeah. Didn't I say like totally cool TCG earlier or something like that? That is why. But like some of my favorite Pokemon are in Expedition and Aquapolis and not in Skyridge. So like Slowking, Tyranitar, Umbreon, Scizor, all of those are in these sets. So I am biased towards those artworks more than the cards that are on the Skyridge side. What is this, 22? That Houndoom is not one of my favorite Pokemon, but all of his artworks are just absolutely disgusting. Like every single Watsi Houndoom art doesn't miss. There is a Houndoom in Skyridge too. Yeah, it's like the one where he's howling. This one's better. I'm just gonna say this one's better. Aquapolis Houndoom better than Skyridge Houndoom. And you can't beat the Hypno art. Eating the dreams. Dude's passed out on his desk and he's sucking the dreams out of his head. Yeah, that Houndoom, hands down, better than Skyridge. Skyridge is like almost like just a kind of a boring silhouette. The Arcanines are almost identical, which actually doesn't even make sense. The Skyridge and the Aquapolis Arcanines are like the exact same cards. I do love this card, though. That is it for the Aquapolis binder. Aquapolis takes up almost an entire binder because it's like 335 cards. Same with Skyridge. It is in its own binder. Off to a great start. All I did was put all of my cards into a Skyridge binder, or I made a binder for Skyridge just because of the vintage binder I had or bought that had a lot of Skyridge in it, but that's it. I've not bought a single Skyridge card since then. So this binder is pretty barren. It's pretty much just all the cards I had in that initial set. A couple of my buddies gave me some cards. Local buddy gave me a Mischievous reverse. All my local friends, if they have like dupes of like reverses, things like that, they just kind of slide them to me. I do the exact same for them, so this binder is just pretty barren. And I don't have a single holo for Skyridge right now. I have zero intentions of getting a single holo for Skyridge right now. To be fair, I really like the Skyridge Pikachu. Like the little clay Pikachu. Pikachu's not like a favorite Pokemon, but you gotta kind of like low-key like Pikachu. And this one's just kind of a dope art. just a whole lot of nothing. Already at the trainers. This binder literally just exists. It exists, but it's currently not being worked on. That might be it. I still have like the little plastic sheet dividers in the back here. That is it for Watsi binders. The only other things I brought up here was the rest of my childhood collection. I pretty much sleeved and top-loaded everything for my binder that was base set, and I just refused to get rid of any of it. And these are just fun to look at. Like, we've already been through base. But having stacks of base set cards is just kind of cool. Like, I have no intentions of getting rid of any of these. Every single one of these was from my childhood binder. I was heavy into Pokemon at the time. I was buying cards left and right, ripping packs left and right. And I got just stacks and stacks of cards. Anyone need a Mewtwo? They're not all mint. Like, you can see whitening on them. You can see, yeah, like that one's pretty beat up. But they were legit all from my childhood, so I have no intentions of ever getting rid of any of these. I have 2 boxes here. These are just the hollows. I just don't have any intentions of trading any of these off ever. What's that, 45 tails? Into the non-hollows. I just don't have any duplicates of Charizard, obviously. Or Venusaur. What else was missing? I think the Zapdos. Maybe one Zapdos. Actually, I did pull out a lot of these because one of my buddies was trying to do a full Shadowless set. Not first edition, but just Shadowless. And I found a bunch of cards that he needed. So I ended up making a trade with him for a bunch of Shadowless cards. You know, I might. Like, what's the biggest top loader binder? Like, if I could fit all of these into a top loader binder, like, I want to look at them all with, like, the dupes in order just because, like, I know I pulled this card. I know I was ripping first edition Shadowless cards as a kid. Like, I don't know what happened to this Farfetch, but he was bent in half. But it would be cool to, like, flip through all these in a top loader binder in order of all these cards. Just Shadowless Magmars. Because I think one of my favorite cards when I was a kid was Magmar. And I have a Shadowless first edition Magmar in my in the base binder that we saw first. There's still a ton of Shadowless stuff in these stacks too. There's just way too many cards here. It would probably be smart to trade some of this for what I need, but I just know if I trade off all of these cards, I would probably regret it. The brand that made your... Okay, so did you find what the jumbo binder brand was? They make a 316 top loader binder. It would probably be like 30, 40 pounds. Yeah, you wish you had all your child... did you end up selling them or coming home one day and they were just missing? I've heard... It's just terrible how many people have lost their childhood collections. I guess I was fortunate just keeping them in a box and just never wanting to get rid of them at any point of my life. Like, I completely stopped collecting. I just didn't want to... I just didn't ever want to get rid of my Pokemon cards. But I agree. I don't think I'm going to trade any of them. I might put them all in a binder, or I just might keep them all in these boxes just because they're easy to flip through here. I mean, Shadowless Red Cheeks Pikachu. Yeah, one of my local buddies, he was searching up and down for his childhood collection, and then it hit him. He sold all of it at a garage sale at his house. Oh, sorry to hear that, Chris. Yeah, I mean, push comes to shove. Do whatever you need to do. I mean, that sounds terrible about the cancer situation. Hope everything turned out for the better there, but at least you know they went to a much better cause than just losing them or selling them off, things like that. But again, I hate to hear that. At what point did everyone stop collecting? Like, I don't know everyone's like ages in chat. Like, did you collect or when did you collect? Were you around during base set? Were you around during Jungle Fossil, e-readers, or what? Lost my bladder and prostate. You're alive. That's legit. All you can say is you are alive, and your Pokemon collection kept you alive, so it went to the best of causes. Like, that's just a shitty situation. I'm sorry, dude. Yeah, I was about to ask, like, is everything, like, done, 100% cancer-free? Dude. Cheers being cancer-free. And cheers your Pokemon collection did that for you. Like, if it was going to do anything, it did that. Yeah, if your childhood collection kept you alive, that is, like, the peak of just the best situation that could ever happen. Fish, you're an old dude that's just started collecting last year. How old are you? Are you older than me? Should have to get checked once a year. So is this like, has this been recent? What? 100%. I hope you are in the clear, and I hope you forever stay in the clear. 49. Okay, yeah, you are a little bit older than me. What are you... Did you just start collecting then? Like, did you just get into Pokemon, or were you into Pokemon at any point, Fish? And where did you start at, or what are you collecting now? Year and a half out of recovery, that's awesome. Hopefully it forever stays that way, like I said, but that just sucks. You started collecting again because of my Collecticon videos? What, hey, that's awesome, and I appreciate it. What did you start collecting? What did you get into? Like, what's your set, or do you have a specific Pokemon you started collecting, or what? Crit, and so far I have some Flareon cards. Oh, the Woodbridge card show. Yeah, I've heard of that one actually. Chris, are you gonna be at the are you going to Collecticon this weekend in New Jersey? Alright, what did I miss there? Going to my first convention this weekend, Joey? Oh, what convention are you going to? Is anyone going to New Jersey Collecticon? Because I will be there. I am flying up Friday morning. Okay, cool. So, Chris, you're going to be at, find me at Collecticon. I'll get you some cards for my trade binder or something. Let's link up and chat. Like, if anyone in chat has Instagram, hit me up on my Instagram. That's the easiest way to get a hold of me. And just shoot me a DM if you're going to be at JerseyCon. I'm happy to meet up with anyone, check out your collection, make some trades or whatever. But cool, yeah, I'll be at Jersey Collecticon Saturday and Sunday. I'm flying up Friday morning. It looks like everybody in here's from the Northeast. Oh, so, okay. So Joey, you're going to your first convention in the Netherlands. So that's awesome that you're going up there. How's the Pokemon scene over in Europe? I remember opening base, but I was alive when it came out. First set I had a binder of was Team Rocket or Base 2. Okay, so you're mid 90s baby or something like that. Started collecting in the early 2000s. Roro, go to Collecticon. It sounds like half of the people in here can go to New Jersey Collecticon because you all live within 30 minutes. So I think all of us should meet up at New Jersey Collecticon. Yeah, Chris, shoot me a message on my IG. Yep. So every viewer is in New Jersey right now. New Jersey Collecticon is going to be absolutely insane. It's the first Collecticon the Northeast has had. The closest has been like Charlotte or Virginia or something. So I think it's going to be big. I think the New Jersey Collecticon, 30 minutes from New York, is going to be absolutely insane. Lauren, you're going to Chicago? I don't know if I'm going to Chicago. I've only, I got committed for New Jersey. I got my flight on Friday. I'm going to Charlotte because I live in Charlotte. I'm going to Atlanta because it's only a couple hours away, and I might go to Richmond because it's only a couple hours away. But I don't know if I want to fly to any more Collecticons this season. We'll see, though. Yeah, everyone's got to go to Collecticon this weekend. Where are we at? We've made it through the trainers. This is just all the rest of the base. Just like I said, all of this is just my childhood collection. What is... oh, sorry, Pokeron. I did see that a second ago. I didn't answer you. Rarest card in my collection. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll check for the message here once I'm done streaming. But rarest card in my collection has got to be Topps Chrome. I love Topps Chrome. I love ripping Topps Chrome, which, granted, okay, so I say I love ripping Topps Chrome. I've only ripped Topps Chrome once. I pulled a Techno Scyther card out of the one pack that I ripped, and this was not a cheap pack. It was like an $850 booster pack. At the time, this was like a year or two ago, I traded heavy for it, like a Moonbryon card. I think it was a PSA 9 Moonbryon and a couple $100. But I ripped a Topps Chrome pack. I don't have it here in the room with me. I pulled a Techno Scyther. I sent it to PSA for grading. It did get a 10. So I have a PSA 10 Techno Scyther. That card very well might be worth 5 digits. It's like a pop 3 or 4 or something like that. So that's probably my rarest card. Oh, and probably the card in my phone case. That is a Sparkle Mewtwo. There's just dupes upon dupes upon dupes. If anyone needs base set or wants to start base set, hit me up. I'm your guy. I got vintage out the ass. This is not even all my bulk. This is all the bulk I refuse to get rid of. I got a closet full of other bulk from Watsi, so I can definitely help with anyone's collections if they want to start binders. Yeah, everybody get a day pass or weekend pass for Collecticon. Neo Discovery Umbreon is awesome. I love that. Better day to go. Saturdays are always the busiest days, so it honestly depends if you want to be around a lot of people. I feel the deals get a little bit better on Sundays, but a lot of the stuff is gone on Saturday. So it's 50-50. It just depends on what you're looking for. If you're just looking for singles and it's like a card that probably a lot of vendors have, go on Sunday. I'll be there both days. It really just depends. But every vendor is buying all day long, so even though I said like a lot of cards get bought up on Sunday, a lot of vendors are buying cards on Saturday and then have those cards for sale on Sunday. But Sundays are a lot more low-key. Like Orlando Collecticon, I went to like a month or two ago. Saturday was almost too much. I don't think the convention was big enough. It was a huge building, but it was like body to body in there. Way too many people. It was just like uncomfortable trying to even look at tables because there was just way too many people at every table. You had to squeeze in, wait your turn. It was just too much. It was just way too much for the weekend. What I think PSA stuff is going to be like? If I meet up with you early enough, would you care to look at it? Yeah, I'm happy to look at your cards. I grade with PSA all the time. So, I mean, I'll give you a fair assessment of the card and let you know what I feel it might grade. Or shoot some pictures to me on my Instagram as well. Do it on like a white or black background. Or sorry, a black background. Just so I can like see any type of whitening on the card itself. If you're more of a mellow setting person, go on Sunday. PSA is there, but I believe it is for drop-offs only. Like, I don't think they are actually grading on site. So you would be giving it to PSA for them to take with them to then eventually mail back to you. And I don't know if they do single submissions. Like, maybe. They have on-site... Now, PSA does have on-site, like, authentication. Like, if you get something signed by, like, a voice actor or something, they will verify that it is an authentic signature and give you, like, a little placard for it. But for grading, you'll drop it off, and then they'll mail it to you probably, I would guess, in, like, 2 months. Worth getting graded. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what they charge. Like grading a Pokemon card, like for the bulk submissions for like sub $200 cards, it's $15 a card, but you have to have like a minimum of 20 cards. Is like how submissions work. And I'm sure if you do a single card, it's probably going to be a little bit more. But if you like the card and you want the card graded, just do it. Or if you I'm waiting for one of my buddies to mail me a bunch of cards. I have a bunch of cards ready to go out. If you want to just give it to me, I'm happy to send it in my next PSA sub 2, which is probably going to be going out sometime next week. Do you think an LP from 2006 and Gen 2 stars... What do you mean LP and EX is worth grading? Oh, do you think a Mew? Honestly, like, when anyone asks, is it worth grading? It comes down to what are you looking to do with it? Is it a card that you love? Is it a card that you just want graded in a slab because you want it encapsulated and you don't want anything ever to happen to it again? And you don't care about the grade, even if it's like light play, then grade it. If you're looking at it to make money and the card's condition might make it like a 6, 7, 8, or a 9, and a 6, 7, 8, or 9 in recent solds is worth the same as raw, then no, it's not worth grading. If it's cards you want to keep, then grade it all day and start your graded collection with cards you just want to keep. Grading it to trade for a Gold Star Vaporeon. What's the value of the Heracross? Like, do you think it's going to be like a high-grade Heracross? Gold Star Vaporeon, I mean, it's probably one of the cheaper Vaporeons, or one of the cheaper Gold Stars, but you can definitely trade towards that. But yeah, I'll be happy to trade for, or I'll be happy to submit it for you if you want me to. I have like 4 or 5 buddies between local or through my Instagram that are giving me cards for this next sub, so I'm just gonna send them in all at once. In 10 is 600. Wow. Yeah, definitely send me pictures of it. Like, is there no whitening on this card? Like, is it a clean card, well-centered card? Like, is it a strong chance it's gonna get a 10? Not necessarily want to sell it if it's below 9, otherwise I'll keep it, but thank you. Yeah, I mean, just, that's the thing with grading. Like, if you like the card, if you want to grade it, just grade it. Like, I'm not here to tell you otherwise. Don't listen to anyone else to tell you otherwise. If it's your card, if you like that card, then just do it. But if you're looking at it from, like, I hate to say a business aspect, and you're looking to sell it, once it's graded, thinking it's going to be more value, but if it's in kind of rough shape, then I would just say keep it raw, because it's almost to the point where the slab market is so saturated. If it gets a 9 or under, it's worth pretty much the same as a raw price, and it's not worth the time or the money invested into grading something. Strong's chance is super clean, then yeah, I mean, yeah, send me the pics. If I'll give you a non-bias, hopefully, if as long as your feelings aren't going to get hurt, that if I tell you that it might 9 or 8, then graded or not graded, I don't know what a 9 goes for. I don't know what an 8 goes for. But if it's like a come-up card like that where you can make some money off of it to trade towards something else, then yeah, that's another good situation to grade a card to make money down the road. New to Charlotte, Breaking Brett. Cool, man. Yeah, I go to all the Charlotte events, all the trade nights, all the local shows. So hit me up on IG. I'm always posting the shows that I go to, things like that. If you want to stay in touch, I'll tell you all the local vendors or all the local show promoters, because there's almost a Pokemon card show here every weekend, every other weekend, if not in Charlotte, within like an hour drive or so. But appreciate you watching the channel and whatnot. Feelings won't get hurt. Fun fact, I used to play Magic. I still have my Magic deck from when I was a kid. I played back in like middle school, high school, back in the early 2000s. The only thing that survived was my actual like playing deck. If you want to see it, I'll grab it. It's like 5 feet from me right now. I have an artifact mirror deck from my childhood collection. Conway, South Carolina. It's not too far. I go to shows in like Greenville and Columbia, South Carolina. Like I will travel probably usually like 2 to 3 hours on the weekend to hit up a show or a shop just so I can get some content. The more local, the better, though. Calvin, what up? You've missed every binder. In the current state of my expedition binder, now that you've gotten rid of your expedition binder. I'm gonna hit you low as soon as you get into this chat. Well, on the real, I actually want to grab my magic deck real quick. This is no longer a Pokemon stream. This is a Magic the Gathering stream. And what year are we in? 2024? I built this deck probably 20 years ago. Just into a burnout. Hey, are you gonna come get this bed that's in my room over here? Bring your trailer over and get it. Oh, we are a DBC fan. Have you seen? I got Gotenks, I got Gohan, I got Gogeta, I got Trunks. On the backside, I got 17. I have an entire wall of Dragon Ball Funkos. That thing is sick. Why do it look like I'm drinking raw eggs? It is orange juice. It is all orange juice. Breaking Brad, I was at the summer show in Mooresville this last week. I saw your video today. Oh yeah, I was there both days in Mooresville. That was actually like a halfway decent show by Sports Wax. Dude, that canvas of Trunks, like, that is probably one of my favorite things in this room. I got it back in January at a tattoo convention. I was competed in a tattoo convention for like my full black work Dragon Ball arm, and I picked that up there at the show. And it wasn't until like 3 weeks or 4 weeks ago I finally got it framed, because they got to like stretch the canvas and everything. It was rolled up in a just rolled up in the closet. Now that it's actually on frame and on the wall, it looks absolutely sick. Yeah, that Trunks. That thing's sick. That is like the sickest canvas I have ever seen. With all like my better Funkos and everything. Did I make good money? Oh, you mean at the dealership? Yeah, I was there for 16 years. I'm 35, so I was there when I turned 18. That was like one of my first major jobs. I was there for quite some time. Over 16 years. I was in sale for a lot of it. Sales for a lot of it. Sales for almost all of it, pretty much. But I was like the finance manager for like the last 6-7 years. If anyone has any idea, and tell me, like, I don't even know if this. I know, I don't really understand the new commander aspect of Magic the Gathering, so I have not played Magic in quite some time. This is just like my deck from back in the day. The dealership, yeah, like sales life, you can make money. You can make as much money as you physically want, depending on your skill set and depending on the dealership you're at, more or less. Brew wants to visit you. He can come in. Well, my door's shut. Is he sitting at my door outside? Hold on, my dog wants in. Come here. Alright. He just wanted the door open. I still know how to play. I at least still know how to play this entire deck. If anyone in chat has a Magic deck, I will play you. Granted, I am showing off my entire deck right now, so you might have the upper hand. Yeah, he went away. I don't know where he went. Ruin. He might have gone back downstairs. Yeah, Husky and a Pit Boxer. We have two. They are like Pit Terrier mixes, and they are brother and sister, like from the same litter. There are 7 now. But dogs are the absolute best. I hear him running around. Bruin! Bruin! I don't know where he is. He's not at the door. If I didn't sell anything, I think I had a very similar deck. Yeah, this is all mirror. Like, the whole point of this deck is getting the tokens out. Everything's like +1/+1 to mirror, if I remember right. And there's some beast cards in here for artifact. Like... yeah, and they all become, like, basically invincible. Can't be the target of spells or abilities. We haven't even gotten to the big cards yet. Feral Daryl. Equipped creatures have double strike. Blah, blah, blah. Broodstar, yeah. Affinity for artifacts. Things basically free. Power and toughness equal to the number of artifacts you have in play. You got like 80 mirror out with tokens. This thing's absolutely unstoppable. All my actual creatures have affinity. This deck, it was boss back in the day. Like, I won a lot of actual games and tournaments with it. Darksteel is absolutely unstoppable. You throw, like, flying on him or something. Feral Daryl. Bringer of the White Dawn. I think I just threw that in here. Just to revive some random stuff. Oh, yeah, Darksteel Forge. I don't think I have a set of 4 in here, but artifacts you control are indestructible. Like, if you can, in the old playset, like, especially if you're playing, like, 2v2 or something, and the game takes a while to ramp up, you can become pretty much unstoppable real fast with this deck. They are all in the original sleeves from, like, 20 years ago when I built it. So, my Pokemon card collection, And this one deck box is what survived my childhood. I have no other Magic cards outside of my deck. If y'all want to see another set, I do have another binder right next to me. Should I bring Topps cards with me? Shoot me pictures of them. The only Topps cards that have good value are Topps Chrome. So, like, on a Topps card, might be hard to see. You gotta see that, like, Topps Chrome stamp right there. Those are the cards that have decent value. Favorite Game Boy game? Probably Yellow or Gold, because those are just the two that I played the most as a kid. I just got Emerald a week ago, so I got Emerald over there. I got my new Game Boy that I built out, and my Emerald needs a new battery. I think tomorrow or Thursday, my batteries are supposed to be delivered with my, like my Game Boy cartridge screwdriver. So I'm going to replace the battery in it, and I'm going to start doing live streams of playing Pokemon Emerald the entire game through. But I also started like a week ago playing Pokemon Snap. I have my N64 down there fully set up for live streaming. I have like an HDMI connector to a capture card as well. Do I have any knowledge of Yu-Gi-Oh? Zero. I do not know Yu-Gi-Oh! Do not ask me a Yu-Gi-Oh! Question. I cannot guide you to literally anything. Blue Eyes, White Dragon, whatever it's called. That's about all I know. Gotta wait till you... Oh, it's probably in my, spam. Yeah, I'll, as soon as I get off the live, I'll accept it, and then you can send the pictures through. Yeah, I've never played Emerald before. So, I got Emerald because it is like the unanimous vote, best game ever made, or best Pokemon game of that era. So, I have a clean copy of Emerald that my local video game shop that I'm cool with, they sell Pokemon cards too. They tracked me down a clean copy of Emerald to hook me up with. So, I got that. It just needs a battery. As soon as I swap that out, I'm going to start it because I don't want to start playing until the battery swaps, so all the time-based events work. This is VStar Universe. Crown Zenith in English. Oh, Emerald Rayquaza. I can't wait to start playing Emerald. Heart Gold, Soul Silver is... I've heard it's a really good game, but I only have a Game Boy Advance. So, Emerald, Ruby, Sapphire are all the last ones you can play on the Advance. So, I'm just going to I'm going to stick with the Advance for the time being. Hard to go back to those graphics. If you have... I'll grab it real quick. This is my Game Boy Advance. I just had it custom made from one of my buddies. And if you got like the new LCD screen and everything in advance, it actually looks really sick. Did it just restart? Yeah, I cleared it, so I just got to start a new game. DK's Game Emporium is who built it for me. So it's like an aftermarket shell, LED buttons, LED back screen, and he has someone that does all the custom graphics on them. So I got like the Team Rocket R, Grim Horizon TV on it. And we had an issue with it. Like if you see all of that, it was in my mailbox for like 10 hours at like 105 degrees outside. And supposedly it's not like a wrap, but it's like somehow like ink printed on. Looks kind of like a wrap to me because it's peeling up. And it peeled up. I have to mail it back to them because they'll fully honor it with the warranty. But they do fully custom designs. So DK, it's like DK Game Emporium on Instagram. Hit him up. Let him know that like I sent you if you want to do a custom Game Boy or anything, and he'll give you a discount. But it's absolutely sick. I just haven't started yet because we went back and forth. Oh, and it has a micro USB out. So I have like the adapter. So I'm going to be able to live stream to YouTube because of the USB adapter that's built into the Game Boy now. So it has a USB-C for charging, a micro USB for live streaming, and LCD everything else in LED. And my clean copy of Emerald just needed a new battery. So I can't wait to play it. I've been enjoying playing Pokemon Snap, so I'll do another live stream here shortly with Pokemon Snap too. DSi XL in mid condition off eBay, hacked it. Yeah, and especially since they unlocked the like the iPhones, the emulators. I know a ton of people that have been playing all the Pokemon games on the emulators too. I just want to play the old school and just like actually have a hard save on a on an original Emerald copy. VStar Universe is such a great set. After the trainers here, this is where it starts getting fun. Every art rare. And the texture and quality is just so much better in Japanese. This is the full God set. This set was actually really fun to do. You know what I mean about original games and hardware? Yeah, I don't want to play the emulator. Like, I've had a gold playthrough back in the late teens. I don't know. I played that once, like, on my desktop computer on an emulator. But it's not as fun as actually having the Game Boy. And that with all, like, the traveling to cons and all the places I go and stuff like that, I'd much rather just chill and play Game Boy than just, like, be on my phone. Did I pull any of these or buy them? I pulled a majority of my VStar set. Like, I ripped a ton of VStar Universe. And this was, like, before, like, when it first came out. And I think it was, like, before the first the big Japanese boom where the boxes just started getting stupid expensive. Like, I was ripping VMAX Climax when it first came out for like $35 a box, VStar Universe for like $30, $40 an entire booster box. So I pulled a lot of my cards. Chavez, what's up? And then once I decided to stop ripping, I just bought all the singles I needed. Like, all the reverses that I needed for this set, I ended up just buying on eBay because they were like under $1 each. So majority of the reverses just to finish off the set I got. And then a bunch of buddies, like one of my buddies, local buddies, pulled a God pack and he traded it to me. Like, he gave me all these for, I don't remember what cards I gave him. A lot of these cards I just pulled from hits. Yeah, I'm sure the MMO on the phone is fun. As soon as like my Game Boy set and ready, that's all I want to do. So I just don't want to start another game. On my phone, I play Pokemon Go. Like, I've played Pokemon Go on and off since the launch. Like, I got a 2016 early, like a July 7th account on Pokemon Go. And that is the only game that I play religiously on my iPhone. But I'll play the Game Boy. I'm gonna play Emerald on my Game Boy, and that's like my plan. I don't have the time, and I just don't have the want to play that many games at once. Yeah, I would much rather go back to the early 2000s and trade Pokemon cards and play Game Boy games like all day long. Like, if there was like a Thanos snap to do that, I would snap that all day. What up, Alex? The energies are so sick. The golds are so sick. This set is just like so sick. And just like the texture is unreal on these cards versus the English cards. Like, y'all can see that, right? Like, the English one does not look like that. That's like one of the nastiest Giratina arts ever. I love VStar. And I didn't even open I only opened a couple Crown Zenith ETBs. Like, I bought it's somewhere behind me, I think, or maybe in my like sealed collection. I bought the Lucario Pokemon Center ETB, and that was it. I just wanted a sealed one for my collection. Your biggest collection was Evolving Skies? Oh, so when you sold off your collection, Chris, it wasn't vintage, or was it mixed of vintage and modern? Video quality. Do you mean like right now, like the live? Or I do use my iPhone at all the shows. Like, I get like a neck rig with like a magnetic iPhone holder, and I just keep it on my chest, and I just do all my footage that way. But I mean, the iPhone literally films just as good as any camera. Like, it's 4K. So you had every set from base to Evolving Skies, like everything, mid-era, platinum, like everything. Damn, man. So you never quit collecting. You had every set. That's crazy. I mean, I hate to hear that you had to sell it for the reason that you sold it for, but that's actually crazy that you had all of that. I hope you got a good amount. I hope you got a fair deal. I hope you got a good amount of money for it. and obviously it went for the best of cause. But yeah, I mean that's impressive. That's impressive for what you did. 300, dude. American health insurance sucks. $372,000 for 2 weeks in the hospital with surgery. That is absolutely insane. I mean, health insurance covered a bulk of it, but only like 300K and still left you with 67. I'd have to say your Pokemon card collection covered a good chunk of that, though. And you had all of that. God, and you had the cancer in your low 30s too. I'm 35. Way too many people are just getting way too many things at young ages these days. Yeah, we definitely need a revamp of our healthcare. We need universal healthcare. We need a lot of stuff. So all that plus your magic and your flesh and blood. I mean, you seen some shit, dude. Like I said earlier, I ain't got to drink anymore, but cheers to you. Rank 34 in the States in flesh and blood. You are up there for seeing some shit before 40. All the best. I hope it stays. I hope it never comes back. I hope you beat it 100%. And I hope you can I hope you can start regrowing the collection or just collecting whatever you love at this point if you want to get heavy back into it. I don't know if they can track how you got cancer. I think that's just one of those biological things you just either get at any age. Yeah, that's got to be a scary thing, having that when you have a kid that young too, not knowing to see him throughout their life. Oh, so you pushed it back just so you can see her birthday. That was awesome. And you said that was like 1.5 years ago? That's a story you're going to tell her for the rest of your life. You're going to end up rubbing it in one day, shoving that in her face. Anytime she ever messes up or anytime she ever does something and you got to like, you're going to pull that card and you're going to laugh about it. Yeah, he can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know if cancer is a traceable thing. I don't think it's something that you can know the original source of. You either just have it or you don't have it. So they said you had 4 years to live and you beat it? The type you had, gotcha. That's that is not the age, because it's younger than me. It is not the age to be going through something like that. It's got to be genetic. I mean, it's just got to be one of those like gene anomalies that you just develop something, or I don't even know if it's like passed down through generations kind of thing. But I mean, there's 6-month-old kids that get cancer. There's no rhyme or reason to any of it. Nah, dude, like, you are a trooper. You beat it. All the cheers to you. Yeah, definitely see you at Collecticon. I'll remember to accept your invite as soon as we're done here. I think we're winding down. It's getting 10:30 is getting late for a 35-year-old, so I'm about ready to call it. I hope everyone in here that said they live in New Jersey ends up being at Collecticon. I will be there probably all day Saturday and all day Sunday. So if you see me, say hey, or hit me up on my Instagram and I'll meet up with you somewhere. We can make some trades or we can just chat, whatever. Anyone have any last questions, comments, concerns, anything? Otherwise, I'm going to jump off, go eat some food, and get to bed here shortly. Yeah, 10:30 is getting late. If I'm not sleeping by midnight, I am not happy. There's no point to be up any later than 10:30, 11, 12. Not in our 20s anymore by any means. Dude, great talking with you too, man, Chris. Like, I hope you get whatever you want this weekend. Start building that collection back up. Work towards what was the Gold Star Vaporeon, and look forward to meeting you all there at Collecticon if we happen to run into each other. If you're there, hit me up, and I will make the time to see you in person. Anything you collect now, just pass down to your daughter. Just keep it in the family. Build the collection now for her, so when she's our age, she can do what she wants with it. All right, Roro. All right. Appreciate everyone chilling out. Appreciate everyone checking out the binders. That's all I want to do is just kind of just chill and have a binder session and when exactly to plan. So anyone who ends up being in New Jersey Collecticon, I will see you there. Otherwise, we'll see you in the next video. Peace out, everyone.